Are there any controlled tests you could or would like to do, given the opportunity, to actually kind of put people through a video game scenario and test their response afterwards? Some sort of controlled laboratory experiment?
Yeah, well, I have a couple that I have seen from a postdoc. Yeah, but well, that is, it's quite difficult because it's not so easy. I mean, depends what you want to induce. If you want to induce visuals, it's quite easy, and in fact, there is some people that have been interested to understand dreams. This continuity between the real awake life and the dreams, and they have tried to induce, put people to play Tetris, and then they make them wake up in the middle of the night, and then they report these Tetris pieces falling. So the visual seems very easy when it's a game that is very repetitive, stereotypical. But if you want to understand more behavior or something more advanced, it's quite challenging. But hopefully it's possible. I still don't know. Depends the game. But yeah, it's not so easy to induce it. I mean, I probably will try it from a postdoc, but I don't know if I will do it. So I need to have some backup in case it doesn't happen. Just you. Yeah.
Me? Oh, yeah. No, I was just wondering, has your research, or have you any thoughts on sort of the contrast between gaming and crime? So, for instance, in America, there have been a number of instances where there have been shootings, and this has been attributed to the individual, gaming extensively. Have you any thoughts on?
Yeah, well, this is a question that I get a lot, right? Because
oh, really?
About why I think about violent video games and what is happening. I mean, what I have found, and those, I mean, games can occur with all kind of games, and it's around 400 different titles, that unique titles that have it. But when gamers do so, I mean, for commit a crime, usually it's premeditation.
Yeah.
So, and this, we are talking about pathological personalities. What we're talking about in the phenomena is that perhaps accidents, when gamers are unable to override these automatic responses, we are unable to control the impulses, and suddenly this guy will just drive and squeeze between the cars, or break the object, or different things. Then we are talking about automatic responses. So these individuals that are not able to control the impulses, to override these automatic responses, these are the ones that probably will be in compromised situations. But it's different when you're talking about violent video games, or it's different in the way that also you will commit a crime.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, it always influences us, and many gamers have reported thoughts. I mean, depends the contents of the games are the thoughts that you experience. But for the line, for the actually you think about that you actually execute it, then it's completely different.
Okay. Do you look at that immersion just more generically across technology use? I mean, for example, it often really baffles me that I can't just Control Z something that I didn't mean to do. Control F for my car keys or something. Do you look at that and the social consequences of someone, just automatically assuming that everything they do is easily reversible?
Well, I have, until now, I just focused in what is video games, but it's very interesting and definitely happen, This is the thing that these are normal things that will happen. These sleeps, this confusion sometimes, this, when you do something, become a habits, then you keep doing it. So this can happen, it happens normally. The thing is that usually you don't study in technology and we cannot look on it. But it can happen in using the computer and many other things. I mean, it happened to me also when I was Googling. One day I was in the subway, before I started doing the research, and it was many years ago. And then I was Googling too much, and then I just thought that I will just get off in one station and I will arrive where I wanted to go. Because I was Googling too much, you complete the phrases and stuff. So it happened in general with technology. I'm just looking into video games now, but definitely it can happen in different ways, different things that we do.
So, you invented the phrase game transfer phenomenon?
Yes, I did.
And so, and how did it get into CSI and Wikipedia and all that sort of stuff?
Well, this is a good question. Well, I did it with my master thesis, when I started all this experience of gamers, I held bars, hearing things, and I didn't know what to do with it, how to report in there my master thesis. Then I said, game transfer phenomena because the most important there was the association, so the transfer. So this part, so the phenomena. How I come to CSI? Well, we have had a lot of press release from, even from my master thesis that I published in co-author with my PhD supervisor. We have had a lot of press release and media covered around the world. So I suppose CSI, how they got it, I was not aware about that.
Did you get credit or anything?
No, I don't. No, I didn't get a credit. I even was banned from my YouTube. I put it on YouTube for the 1.5 minutes, and I need to for copyright infringement. They just take it out. So I need to put it somewhere else, a very short one. So no, I didn't get a credit, but I was very surprised that you check my page. You cannot done it. Yeah, I was very surprised that because when I realized this, I just started seeing a lot of visitors in my page, and I was wondering what is going on. I mean, we have no any study and anything. And then I went to check it, and I was seeing CSI and the phenomena, but I thought it was a joke or something wrong. And then I started reading. Then I didn't thought, and then I started watching it, and they actually define game phenomena in the beginning of the program, and then they comment about that for explain the behavior of some gamer that jump to other roof, and they said, why he jumped? And then they say, oh, he jumped because he do it all the time in the game, and he was under the influence of game transfer phenomena. So it's very funny to see the FBI saying it and say game transfer phenomena, GDP? Yeah, it was just, I still hard to believe, after this I was dreaming that my research was in activist areas, and then I would go say, oh, wait, it happened. Yeah.
I think it depends on severity and how much it affects your everyday life, but are there any links to mental health? Because I work in that kind of setting, and with paranoid schizophrenia, like the relation to the voices can often depend on significant life events, or whoever might have been around those life events at the time, they might be the voices that they recall from the time, or it can also come from their own culture or their own interests, so maybe not who's around at the time, but like it can come from, you could get them from like 50 Cent and Paris Hilton if you're really interested in that kind of thing. So is there like a link with mental health at all, do you think?
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely, but the majority of the cases it seems like there is no, it's a preservation of the reality. So gamers know that are derived from the game, and in the most of the cases gamers don't interact with these images or these sounds, but sometimes gamers respond to this. For a moment, they think that it's real. And this is the physiological responses, so sometimes even the behaviors, because they think that are real. But then gamers know that it's not. So it's a difference between hallucinations. So I usually try to refer to it as self-hallucination, because gamers know that there is no related. But in the survey, even though the majority of gamers were not a pathological population, they were not clinical population, they were significantly more likely to experience game phenomena when they have some medical condition, usually a psychological one. So there is some relation there, and many of the game phenomena mimic symptoms of mental disorders. So in some cases, it can be some symptoms of mental disorders, but at least in the survey, the majority don't have it, and anyway, 97% reported game transfer phenomena.
Yes. Last question.
Yeah, this is a bit of a slightly simple question to end on, but only half joking. Could we exploit this to make a really cool virtual reality game?
Well, definitely. You can see everybody use this as the agenda that they like, but definitely. There is, if we identify which are these elements that are being transferred, it can be used for develop video game more engaging, but also educational games that actually can apply, can be therapeutically, or can teach us something. So yeah, so this is the next step to actually apply what we know from game transfer phenomena.
Darren Brown's already doing it.
Yeah, and virtuality, it will be very interesting what happens, because we get more present, more immersed in the game. So, and realism, we see the association between different stimulus while triggering in many cases this experience. So we may see more game transfer phenomena. So we need to know about it, I think. Yeah.
Thank you very much.